taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
The Cardinals have said it themselves. It's a transition period for the entire organization with youth at the forefront. But don't think for a second these young Cardinals are giving up on 2025. Our spring training special from Jupiter starts right now. Welcome into our Cardinals 2025 Spring Training Special. I am Corey Miller. The Cardinals team you'll see in 2025 will look eerily similar to the one you saw in 2024. The team made no additions to the Major League roster in the offseason, having the quietest winter of any team in baseball. The main thing they tried to do was trade Nolan Arenado. That didn't happen either. And for now, it looks like the Cardinals' biggest star is stuck in St. Louis. Like nothing had happened, this was Nolan Arenado on his first day of spring training, working on his craft as one of the best to ever man the hot corner. It wasn't a normal offseason, though. John Mozeliak's first, second, and third priority was trading Arenado. As of now, that hasn't happened yet, and the 10-time Gold Glover is a Cardinal. For now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's been a lot going on this offseason, and, there was, a lot of truths out there. There was some lies out there. I try not to get caught up into it too much, I really focus on just getting ready for the season, and that's about it. The Cardinals told me about the direction they were going. I asked them to explore some things. Nothing was demanded, and that was something they were interested in doing also, and that was it, you know what I mean? And that's, I didn't, did I sit here in the offseason and think I wasn't coming back? No, I knew there was always a chance of me coming back, so I'm prepared to be here. Do I wish the direction was all in? Of course. But is this what's probably best for the Cardinals? Probably. I think they do need to reshape some things here and do some things, but at the end of the day, I'm a ball player. I'm a Cardinal until I'm told I'm not.
As long as he is a Cardinal, Arenado wants to leave St. Louis fans with better impressions than his play in 2024.
Last year was not what I want the Cardinal fans to know me as, so I see this as an opportunity to kind of change that script.
Yeah, I think transition describes it well because there's different things that are taking place at the big league and minor league level that are transitioning into a state of just building something that can be lasting, right? So when you think about the investments that are being made in staff and technology and just overall the process and infrastructure of the minor leagues, there's been a lot of different things added, a lot of change. So that's been a transition for that department. And then how that impacts the big leagues is you'll see certain decisions made where there's a conversation to be had about, is this short-term or impact in the long game? And I think it's described by Mo and his group in a way where we want to make sure that these decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis aren't impacting the long term negatively.
That was how manager Ollie Marmol described the ongoing transition inside the Cardinals organization to me down in Jupiter. It's a focus on lifting up younger players and giving them a longer runway to seize their moment. And the Cardinals have plenty of players they'd love to see do that in 2025. I sat down with the pieces of that young St. Louis core.
A lot of people tell me if I feel pressure, but honestly I don't. I really believe in the preparation I had this year and the past years, man. I sacrificed a lot of things to be here, and I 100% believe in that. So the opportunity is just gonna come, and I heard this from the coach, that one of the first coaches I have, whenever you meet the preparation with the opportunity, it's the best time possible,
You got to produce at some point. If you're not producing for a long stretch, it's not. It's what happened to me last year. They gave me a long runway last year too, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get back to who I was, and so getting sent down was warranted. And it was probably one of the better things for me to be able to figure out what I needed to do. I knew I was going to be in there every day at Memphis, and so it gave me a better idea of what I needed to work on, and I was able to go down there and learn what was working and what wasn't working, and then obviously transition that into an off season of, all right, I know what's not working, and then I had some really good consistency when I was down in Memphis. So what was I doing there, and what can I bring into the offseason that I know is going to help?
I think if you look at the young core that everybody's talking about, it's young, but we have experience. So I think I'm just super excited to I guess see how we mesh down here in spring training, number one. But we've kind of been handed the keys to this team and this season, and just see where we want to take it. Just because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to be a little bit better than people are expecting. But it's going to take us coming together and really kind of leaning on one another.
I think we got good guys, man. And I've talked about it before with some of the guys and some of the coaches as well. And you look in that locker room, and nobody had the year that they wanted to last year. Mason obviously had a great breakout year, but other than that, I think a lot of guys left that season feeling a little emptiness, and so we're working hard, and we can't wait to surprise some people.
And you also have a bunch of people that aren't scared, right? And I think you got a good blend of some older players, and you got a great blend of some that youth core, right? It is a young team, and that is the core of the unit. So, and I think it's a group that is just hungry to go out there and just play hard, and it's also a team that can beat you in a lot of different ways, right? I mean, you have you have the best closer in baseball. Obviously, last year our bullpen was fantastic. Starting pitching as well. I mean, you do have some serious pieces, and one thing that we're going to place a strong emphasis is on our defense and how we run the bases. And I think that, like hitting comes and goes, but pitching and defense, that's kind of what carries you throughout the season.
Two of the most important pieces to this Cardinals youth movement are Jordan Walker and Mason Wynn. The latter had a breakout 2024 and is arguably becoming the face of the franchise. The former is still just 22 years old and only a season removed from leading the Cardinals in batting average. I sat down with both of them at spring training.
How is life different from Mason Wynn now from a year ago?
Got a year in the big leagues under my belt, obviously feeling great. Family's doing good, but coming into this year, it's not too much different. I still want to go out there and compete, win a lot of ball games. But yeah, it feels great to be, the shortstop for this organization.
How often do you even have to remind yourself that you're only 22 years old? The patience factor in everything. There's still so much time to go.
Yeah, I honestly don't tell myself that really at all. I have high standards for myself. I want to be one of the best players now. So whatever can help me get there. Maybe I rush myself too much, but I think that to be great, I'm going to have to drive myself, make myself maybe a little uncomfortable. So, I kind of like where my thought process is at, and I don't want to kind of get comfortable telling me, I'm only 22. I want to do it. I want to try to be the best now.
Talked at winter warm-up about wanting to increase your speed. What are some of the things you've been working on?
Really, not really only my speed, but also acceleration, which I guess kind of goes hand in hand. But yeah, just a lot of drill work, a lot of running, sprint work, just to, I think obviously on the bases I want to take a lot more bags, but, on defense last year, my first step wasn't very good. I made up for it with my speed and my range was good, but, I wanted to increase that first step as well. So, yeah, really just a lot of drill work, a lot of start and stop, really just explosive. Just trying to do a lot of things to make, like I said, that first step a lot faster.
The winter warm-up, you talked about working on the swing a lot. Yeah. I see Brant Brown in your ear all the time out there. Tell me what that relationship's been like.
It's been wonderful, man. He has great insight. When he wants to work on me with something, he sticks through it. Like, he is there with you. He's bouncing around different fields. He's like giving you positive feedback, and then like when something's like, well, yeah, this is what's going on. This is what I see, and it's like, make sure to remember to do this. Like, when you're working on something, it is so tough to just consistently do it every time when you've never done it before in your life. So, he's been really good about just trying to reiterate with things, even when things, get frustrated on, man, why am I not, hitting this the way I want to? He's really good with that. So, really excited to keep working with him.
Are you a guy that tries to draw motivation from everywhere? Adam Wainwright would just search out anything from any place. You had 5 more defensive runs saved than the guy who won the Gold Glove at shortstop. Is that something that motivates you?
Definitely motivated. I wanted to win that one last year, but I want to win it every year. So I don't think I need any extra motivation. But for sure, I got to lock in this year. Make less errors. save more runs, and then there won't even be a debate. So, you know, I'm hoping that's how this year turns out, and I'm hoping I can put that gold patch in my glove next year.
Just what was it like to watch your buddy Mason have the year he had last year? You guys have kind of been on this journey together. He has this season that he's kind of like dreamed about. What was that like?
It's unbelievable, man. I mean, I like seeing him succeed. Going through it all throughout the minor leagues, man. It's just, we've been grinding. I mean, there's a whole lot of late nights, early mornings, long bus rides. Just to finally get to the show and him do the things that he did, man, it's like a proud, I would say proud older brother.
Are you actually older than him?
No,
I was gonna say,
I'm big bro.
I was gonna say, if we look at you.
He's older bro, I'm big bro. I should have said proud bigger brother. Yeah.
If you look in the national talk, there's not a whole lot of Cardinals talk out there.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you can maybe prove some people wrong?
I mean, I really think that's just what we're set out to do, is prove a lot of people wrong. I mean, everybody in this clubhouse, you know, nobody feels like we're out of it already, and especially in our division, I think it's up for grabs. You know, a lot of guys made some moves, but I think in-house, you know, we're all feeling the same thing, that we're a lot better than a lot of people are thinking. So, you know, we're hoping for a little while they'll sleep on us and, you know, let us get a little lead, and then, you know, they'll be playing catch up.
Why can this team win in 2025?
I mean, I play with these guys throughout the minor leagues. I know what they're capable of. They're capable of a lot of great things. And not just that, as I said before, the maturity aspect of how they carry themselves, how we carry themselves, I think it's something you don't see all the time. And so I am really excited to, you know, take some teams by surprise for sure. We know that we can win. Some teams might count us out already, but I think that we're very dangerous.
Usually spring training is about new faces and position battles. Well, we don't have any new faces to talk about this season, but we do have some position battles, specifically up the middle of the field. In center field, the job is up for grabs. Lars Nootbaar has gotten a lot of play in center this spring, but Michael Ciani and Victor Scott II are trying to claim it for their own.
This question comes up a lot between like battle of like me and Ciani, and battle of me, Ciani, Newt. But I mean, opportunities they're made for competition. I mean, and I feel like that competition brings out the best in everybody. And my game is to get on first base, and be a hit collector. That's kind of like the term that me and Brownie started to use. It's just, hey, you collect hits, you get on first base, your speed disrupts a lot. So if we can get on first, get that ball out the air, I mean, we're gonna have success at the end of the day. Just because teams are now thinking about, okay, how do we got to strategize and game plan with him on first base and being able to steal a bag or steal the next one.
I mean, you want to go out there and you know, you want to win the awards, you want to be the best in the game, and that's always a goal. But no, I think you don't want to get caught up in it during the season, I would say, but you just want to go out there and do what you can, and you know, especially on the defensive side, just make as many plays as you can, you know, be aggressive and go from there.
The other position battle of note is behind home plate. With Wilson Contreras at first base, Ivan Herrera and Pedro Pajes will be battling for playing time.
No, I think we have a friendly competition. We both know it, and I think it's just that we push each other to be better. We'll help each other out whatever way we can. We talk, if it's drills or if it's just game planning, whatever it is, it's just talk and help each other out. Just at the end of the day, whoever's starting that day is just give the best chance for the team to win. So I think we have that friendly, healthy competition. We both know it, and it's something we're both taking into account.
Whenever you sacrifice so much and you come from a family that we don't have much, you know, and coming from a country that we don't have many big leaguers, it meant a lot, you know. And now I had the chance to represent my country, you know. I'm probably one of the best players that we got in Panama, and having the opportunity to be a starter, now I'm representing them. So I try to show up every day, give the 100% every day here too.
And speaking of Contreras, I caught up with the new first baseman for the Cardinals about the transition.
Question you've probably been asked 1,000 times already. You and Burley having a great time over there. Seems like things are going well at first base. Just tell me how it's going.
I mean, it's going good. Happy to be there. Happy to be on first base and help the team in any way I can. Having fun with Burley. Fun guy. Love the guy. And it's been helping me to move around the base.
What do you think you're going to miss most about catching, and what are you not going to miss at all?
I'm not going to miss dealing with the pitching coach for sure. I know we're friends, we're close.
Yeah.
But I always joke with him like that.
Yeah.
Miss behind the plate, probably throwing out runners, calling a good game behind the plate, and mostly everything. I like catching, but I do whatever the team need me to do.
Ollie's talked about this a couple times, how this move is only going to be good for you on offense. Do you feel that? Explain that to me.
I mean, catching and hitting is really hard. That's why back in the day they asked the catcher just to play defense. Baseball has changed a little bit, and now catchers they can hit, they're gonna hit. But at one point it gets exhausting just because every day you have to do the same routine, and then you have to be in different meetings. You have to, like, your mind is in different places, which I don't mind it. But now that I'm in first base, I feel more relaxed. I feel like I have more time to look up for things, like a small detail of the game, just talking to the infielders about the game and all the stuff. I know that I can do that the same behind the plate, but right now, my mind can be just in one place.
How good a hands is home plate in with Ivan and Pedro? I saw it was the first or second day you were out there. They were catching, and you were still kind of giving them. I don't know what you were saying, but you were giving them a hard time.
Yeah, I just always mess with them now that I call them catchers. Oh, the catchers. But no, I love those guys. They have a really good energy. They're willing to listen. They're willing to play behind the plate, and I think we are in a good position with them behind the plate.
How big is loyalty to you? I mean, this offseason, if they would have offered you up, people would have been calling.
For sure.
But you're still here. Just loyalty to this franchise and wanting to kind of see this through.
Yeah, this is like I think of my relationship with the team is like a marriage. So at first, when you're married to someone and you start getting a roller coaster of emotion, you just don't quit, right? You try to work out things and talk about things and get better. So that's what I did here. I think I give them my word that by the time that I leave the organization, I have to leave it better than what I found, and that's why I stick with the team. And besides that, just because I love the team, I love it here, and I love my teammates. I think we're gonna have a really good lineup from top to bottom. We have a really good energy around, and the younger guys are just willing to play and they're hungry to play.
Last thing, kind of going off the end of your last point there. We stood right about over there, I think your first interview when you came to camp 2 years ago. You said you came here to win a World Series. Yeah. Why is this still an organization that can compete for a World Series?
Because they're used to winning. We're used to winning. The Cardinals are used to winning. They have 11 World Series. And even if I win or not, I'm going to be happy here, to be honest. There's a lot of people that might say, yeah, you should go to a different organization and get a ring. But yeah, I already have one, right? And for me, my goal is to win one here. So if you end up playing here my whole career, the rest of my career, and I don't win, I know that I give my 100% and the team is going to be better.
On the pitching side, things look very similar to last year. Veterans Miles Michaelis, Eric Fetty, Steven Matz, and Sonny Gray are expected to occupy at least 3 rotation spots, with Andre Palante and Michael McGreevy in play to be the youngsters taking innings as starters. I sat down with all of them.
I mean, I have one of the most unique fastballs in Major League Baseball. It's, as hard as a lot of guys' fastball, but it has the movement of a cutter, and it's got a lot of depth to it. It's not like one of those cutters that has some ride to it. I just think that's so important for how everything plays off itself. That's my baseline, and then I'm able to create other pitches that vary from it. So that's kind of why I think my path was a little bit more unique and a little bit tougher, is because it's different.
A common thought that when you get called up, you have to be even better than you were in AAA. You have to throw harder, make your curveball break more. You have to just nibble on the corner. It's like, no, like, hitters still get themselves out. They're the best hitters in the world up there, unfortunately, but they still get themselves out, and like, you have to attack in the zone and you'll be successful. So I think that gave me the confidence moving forward to, like, hey, throw your stuff in the zone.
I mean, it was fun it's interesting, first time ever being traded. It's strange coming to a new place, getting used to everybody, but it was exciting being part of a playoff chase, and get to meet a lot of guys that I've grown up watching too, with like Gibby and Lance and Sonny, and that was probably my favorite thing, is meeting those guys and getting to talk baseball.
Not ideal, but I did some things well towards the end of the season, and I had my runs of some quality baseball, but need to be more consistent. Some things to work on. But I was healthy, and that's always a good sign. Try to replicate that, and try to be a little more consistent. Try to have some better numbers, help the team win some ball games.
Yeah, I believe in strikeouts. I know we might have not have believed in that as much as an organization, but where I came from, you got to know where I came from. 2 years prior was Minnesota, and that was number one. Swing and miss, get swing and miss, swing and miss. There's no way anything positive for the hitter happens if they swing and miss. So there's a lot of preach of swing and miss, swing and miss. So I kind of ingrained that in my head, and I was like, swing and miss is the best, and I still believe it. I think there's a time and place. You have to be able to get to 2 strikes. But then once you get to 2 strikes, I think it is important to know how to make a guy miss. You got to have good pitches to make guys miss, but you also have to put it in the right spots. I just believe in swing and miss. So when I get to 2 strikes, a lot of times I just go for it.
In the bullpen, when you hear this man's theme music, the game is effectively over already. Ryan Helsley was the reliever of the year in the National League and set the Cardinals' all-time single-season saves record. In 2025, he's just happy to still be a Cardinal.
This is all I've ever known, and the expectation for Cardinals baseball has been and always will be is to win. And I think we got a lot of young talent that's capable of pushing for our division and making the playoffs. And I'm excited. I really am. I'm very optimistic with our group. I think we've got a young, hungry group, and I'm excited to be a part of that. Yeah, I'm not much of a leader by speaking, but so I just kind of reserved and quiet by nature. So I just try to, lead by example. And I've been fortunate enough to play with some really good players over the years, and observe them and see how they go about their business. So just trying to learn from them and kind of make it my own in a sense. Like good bullpens, you have arms both sides and all kinds of arm slots from both sides, and so guys have different pitches, and batters aren't getting the same look over and over again. And JoJo had a great year last year and was incredible for us, and excited to see him back out there with us this year. And I think our bullpen is going to miss Kittredge a lot. He was big for us, but I think we got some young guys who have the talent, but just have to go out there and believe in themselves a little bit. And we probably have a spot or two like every spring the guys are going to be fighting for, and it'll be fun to watch those battles this spring.
With all the talk about investing in the future of the Cardinals, let's take a closer look at some of that future. There are prospects to be excited about both on the mound and in the field, and they could be here sooner than you might think.
So how I explained it as earlier in my career was that it's like a video game to me. Like, I get to call the game, and I get the ball every time. So it kept me on my toes and on my feet every moment, because you can't take a pitch off or you're going to get drilled in the face. So, but more or less, like, it's like a video game to me. Like, I can do what I need to do, and like, I see the pitches, I see the swings, like it's just right there in front of me.
Well, when those mechanics are in place and things and the timing's going well, then the rest of the body flows. Staying on top of things in the gym is super important. Eating right, nutrition, sleep, all that kinds of stuff that and it comes, I don't want to say easy, but it comes, right? It comes. Sometimes you kind of want it when you don't have it, right? And so it's kind of a love-hate there. But other than that, it's got to put it on the table. Got to put it on the table and let it hang.
I don't think I've had a single person ever be like, yeah, I don't like that, you need to do this, because it's something they've never seen before. And so I guess like the less a hitter has seen it, the harder it is to hit, I guess is how you can describe it. So I never really knew I threw that funky until I got like actual video of it in like high school and college. So I can't even tell you like what my mechanics were in Little League, because they weren't taking videos back then. Like, we were just playing T-ball and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no one's ever tried to like change anything throughout my mechanics other than like setup of like where they want my glove and how to make it like more simple and simplify the movements and stuff like that.
Just being yourself and really just going out and having fun. I think the more you go out and have fun and don't put as much pressure on yourself, the easier it is for you to just keep enjoying. And like I say, you never know how long your career is gonna be. So just each day, just taking it by it is and not trying to rush the process. I think I just stay patient and stay down this long. It's like, it's just a matter of time now and just trying to make sure that I'm prepared and ready mentally, physically for whatever comes my way. So I think that's the biggest thing, just knowing that it's just a matter of time.
On the mound, no arm has garnered more attention this spring than the lefty Quinn Matthews. All he did last year was pitch at 4 different levels and become the minor league pitcher of the year. And while Matthews won't break camp with the big club, it shouldn't be long until we see Quinn in St. Louis.
I think the duration of the professional season is probably the most challenging part and probably the biggest unexpected challenge, I think, from last year. Just set the expectation as high as possible, and if no one's saying you're crazy, it's probably not high enough. So that's where, basically from that point on, I kind of just deleted the word goal, because everyone's like, oh, like that's a great goal, like if you get there, awesome, if not, like whatever. Like, no, the expectation's as high as possible, and like I said, if people are telling me that it's crazy, then it's high enough, and if they're not, they're like, oh yeah, that seems realistic, then it's not high enough. And that's just the approach I've taken now for probably 4 or 5 years. At the end of the day, for most of us, like most of the time, I think I'll speak for the majority of people out there, they kind of just collect dust. And that's where, I mean, the important ones are obviously like, I mean, the ring and stuff like that. Like that's the thing that you can wear if you want to. Like it's going to be in some nice case. Like that's the prize at the end of the day. But yeah, the awards don't really mean all that much because you're only as good as your next pitch. And if I go out there and have a terrible year, no one's going to remember what I did in 2024, unfortunately. So they're cool for about maybe 10 seconds. But then after that, it's like I know everyone else is getting back to work. I'm getting back to work, and they don't really do much other than collect dust.
As for position prospects, last year's first-round pick, J.J. Weatherholt, was described as a steal for the Cardinals during the draft. Everywhere he's gone, the West Virginia product has hit, and he plans on continuing to do that as he makes his way up the Cardinals system.
All of the guys who are in the same position as me are super thankful that that's what's happening. I mean, this is probably the best time to be a Cardinal, an up-and-coming prospect in the Cardinals organization that you could imagine. I mean, just hearing what they have planned for and, like you said, pouring more and more resources into guys to build from within, it's huge, you know. Being able to develop players better than other organizations can develop players it's the key to success. I mean, we did that a lot in college. That was our whole goal. You had to get guys. The nature of our conference, we weren't a power school in the Big 12 conference, and we had to do that. So being familiar with how that goes and having to put that extra work in and knowing you have an organization that's going to make sacrifices to help you get into that position is huge, man. It's such a blessing, and I'm just excited that that's happening now. Yeah, I mean, so I grew up in Pittsburgh, so kind of just familiarity with the organization and that they would beat the Pirates a lot when I was growing up. So I didn't know everything about them, but I knew that there's a strong winning culture, and I didn't even realize how many championships they'd won, but that was amazing to see the World Series wins here. So I knew I was going into an amazing organization that has a history of winning. So I was really happy when they called my name, and I was just excited to get started.
That will do it for our 2025 Cardinals Spring Training Special. I'm Corey Miller. Thanks for joining us.